All right, welcome back to the update. And this signatory of accounts, signatory before disbursement, and signatory to everything. I pray. Let's put everything in prayer because we we are not there, so we can't really say this is what is happening to the signatory to the account before disbursement or signatory to list of disbursement. I want you to pay attention and listen very carefully. And as you listen, make sure you read in between the line and find a balance. Don't forget that the comment section is open for discussion. Subscribe to the update and most importantly, share this piece of information. Listen very carefully and then let's have a discussion in the comment section. Have a great day.
All right, this is a quick one, and in the light of the recent event, people are beginning to ask questions, and one of the questions was straightly directed to Osim, and his own submission and perspective concerning this is what I want to read to us right now, so that we can also get what he has to say concerning. He's an inside man, so let's get his own thoughts concerning the present prevalent event. It's a good morning, Grant community. I want to correct the above update before it spreads and gives people false hope. All right, let me just quickly. The update is about that concerning the meeting, and that the IMF rejected it, that Nigeria is not an Islamic country, and above all, that the money is not for religious use, and that IMF insisted on going ahead with the disbursement after their meeting today, or tomorrow. This was yesterday, as they rescheduled to meet today, which is this morning. This is the result of the just concluded meeting tonight. We all need to pray for God's divine touch on those that will attend the meeting tomorrow to kickstart the disbursement and say no to federal government proposal. All right, so let me continue with his submission. He now said there has been a disagreement between the government and the IMF regarding the disbursement date. The government proposed disbursement for next Wednesday, citing Muslim celebrations, but the IMF rejected this date. This rejection led to a heated exchange between the two parties, with the IMF expressing frustration over repeated postponements. The IMF's concerns are rooted in its objectives, which include promoting international monetary cooperation, facilitating the expansion and balanced growth of international trade, and promoting exchange stability. The IMF's objective is to make sure that they meet the conditions of the masses and to restore balance and price stability in countries that are facing economic challenges. It's like the IMF does not know the country they have entered into. You see the back and forth with Nigerian government. That's to tell you, what if the IMF has not intervened? If they have not come into this? You see how they are playing the International Monetary Fund? See the way they are playing them, pressing them like button, ping pong, ping pong. So if they could press and manipulate international bodies, like, is it you that is within the country? You see how forces are. The forces within this country, they are beyond normal. They are beyond normal. They are terrible. That is why physical eyes alone will not, see, insult will not bring out the money. I'm telling you the truth. Insult will not bring out the money. Physical eyes, normal phenomenons will not bring out this fund, because they are evil. They are evil in their ways, in their generations, in their families, in their lineages, in their traces and races. They are evil. You see, so very important, and I want you to see that this is beyond just the ordinary eyes. All right, so let me continue with Osim's submission. Okay, in this context, the IMF's rejection of the proposed disbursement date might be seen as a push for more stringent conditions or a faster resolution to the economic issues at hand. Kenya is being cited as an example of a successful IMF disbursement, and the implication is that if the IMF could facilitate a smooth disbursement in Kenya, it's possible to do the same in this case. Nigeria is the midget of Africa, not giant. The comparison is being used to highlight the potential for a successful outcome and to urge the parties involved to work towards a resolution. There is some sensitive information that I can't share publicly. However, the key takeaway is that disbursement is expected to start on Wednesday according to OSIM. You know, me, I'm done with fixing dates or telling them this week, that point and all that. So I'm quoting OSIM verbatim. OSIM verbatim. They said disbursement is expected to start on Wednesday. I don't know which Wednesday, possibly tomorrow or the coming week. The release of the fund letter will be signed and payments would commence immediately. Further to that, it said this update is authentic and positive development, indicating that the disbursement process is moving forward. A message of encouragement and faith. I'm urging everyone to stay positive, adjust your expectations, and keep hope alive. With trust in a higher power, I'm confident that everything will work out and you'll receive what is due to you by next week, according to OSIM's submission. So stay strong and let's look forward to a brighter future. Be in the attitude of praying for Apostle Professor Ken Wakama, the IMF, the CBN, and the government. And it has a signature under that as coming from OSIM. You see, that's where we are right now. That's what we find ourselves, just in this critical situation, and we have to start quoting people. So according to what OSIM said, he said disbursement is expected to start on Wednesday, and that should be next week Wednesday, and the release of fund letter would be signed and payments would commence immediately. We've heard of this in recent past, but you've had it again. You had it again as quoted by the inside man, OSIM. All right, so you could see the forces operating within the country is different from the forces operating in Kenya. Kenya is an African country. It's not as big as Nigeria. It's almost, well, I don't want to classify them, not to belittle them, but then how could you call yourself the giant of Africa? But everything that is being done within the country is like the lowest within the country, the lowest of the people, the lowest of the governance, the lowest of the government activities, as if they are clueless when it comes to financial matters, when it comes to government affairs. I don't understand. They just returned from Kenya and they want to face the same policy. The same policy that they held in Kenya. But coming here, it was a ruse. They couldn't find a headway because there are forces in Nigerian ecosystem. But be that as it may, whatever the case is, let's keep on trusting God, believing that everything is going to be fine, because we are this other side of the divide. We have nothing else to contribute but to pray on and pray that God will move those in powers to allow this process favor the weak, the masses, the downtrodden, and those who are ostracized within the community. There is a saying that all hands are not equal, all fingers are not equal, or something like that. If you spread it like this, truly they are not equal. But if you turn it upside down and you bend it, you will see that they are equal. So in my own analogy and assessment, you discover that nothing just happens in this world until you don't get what you desire. You get what you demand. And prayer is a demand. Knowing that somebody is holding what pertains to you, you take it by force. You don't take it by insulting them. You take it by going on your knees and pray. And that is it. So you have to enforce. Even salvation is enforced by declaration. Salvation. The Bible says, with the heart man believes unto righteousness, but with the mouth you confess. So that's exactly how it is. Your mouth is not only meant for fufu, meant to paint it and rub this and all that. It's meant to pray. Especially when issues happen like this and you know that you have nothing or you have less than or nothing to contribute in that matter. You are not there. You can't see them. You don't know what goes on there. But you can do something. You can pray. If you can pray, prayer is above all. So I want to advise us, having had this, it's not a time to go and sleep and say, well, give me a pillow, I need to rest. No, it's a time to get up and fight for what is yours, fight for what is expected to be delivered but is being held, especially because of the suffering masses, those in the hospital that needed this fund so massively, and somebody needs to have a life. So please get to prayer. Somebody say, well, I think it's not prayer we need now, we've prayed enough. Yes, I can agree with you partway, but there's no time. The Bible says pray always, pray without ceasing. That means even the time you feel you don't need prayers anymore, you need to pray, because you don't know where that prayer will work tomorrow. There are prayers you pray today. In the next 5 years, that is when they work for you. But God hears every prayer, but there are times and seasons that brings these prayers to fruition. So you might feel we don't need to pray, we have prayed enough, but God felt you have not prayed enough, you need to pray some more. So let's just pray for the powers that be to be brought down, so that God would do the best. I think I'm resting my case here.